Hi, this is the last of the review sessions for exam 2 for CS170. Of course, I'll make more videos if people are sending me questions about particular topics I can cover. What I want to do with this last video is just go through a remaining bit about conditional logic and go through array and loops. So on the conditional logic, I want to just hit up on the and, or, and not. So you can see here, I've just used the same stuff I've been using for the last two videos with the variables. And you can see here, I used the double ampersand. That for JavaScript is an and then these right here, these double pipes, that's a or. And then you can see exclamation mark, that's for a not. Okay, and so remember with the and, if the left and the right side of the and is true, that means the whole thing is true, and therefore you will pass this conditional check here. Now, if it's a or, all you need is one of them to be true, and then it will go through to here. Okay, and then just with the not, all you have to know is that whatever this evaluates to, whether it's true or false, that it just gets flipped. So if this evaluates to false, then this not, this exclamation mark is a not, it will flip it to be true. Okay, and you'll see that in a second when I run this. So let me go with that. And then actually I've got the array in here, so let me just do that. So here you can see the array. So what I've done to declare it, of course, you know, there's multiple ways to populate the array. This is just one of them. So here I've declared the array box, and then you see that I put the brackets here, and then I put within it just a few, different strings. So this is going to be an array of strings, right? And the first element has ABC, second one is DEF, and then GHI, and then JKL. And then I just do an alert, right? And you can do this where I can just do an alert and just refer to the whole array, and it will just print out everything, okay? Now, I did it a little bit differently just to demonstrate a for loop, right? So you remember the for loop, you have the control variable where you initialize that. I initialize it to 0, but you don't have to do it that way. It could start from a high number, work its way down, whichever way, right? And then you can also do the check here and don't hard code it to the length of the array. And the way you do that is by saying dot length, right? So here's the name of the array, dot length, that tells you the size of the array. This allows you to change the size of the array, and you don't have to change your loop to accommodate it. And so you remember the I is less than the length of the array because you're starting off at 0, right? So all your elements, they go from 0 to the length of the array minus 1, okay? And so that's why you have I is less than the length of the array. And then I could have done I equals to I plus 1. In this case, I chose to do I plus plus, which is the same thing. And all that does will increment it, increment this counter 1 by 1. This will allow me to go through each element of the array 1 by 1. And so as we go through the array, I'm just showing, array box loop, and I'm just showing what the value for I is, and then what the value is for each of the elements of the array. Okay, so let's run this and see what happens. Okay, so here we talk about the conditional, and I combined it with the and. Okay, and notice I put this within parentheses here. I didn't have to do it that way. I just kind of do it because it just kind of makes it a little bit more clear to me and helps me keep things organized. But you could have just done x double equals to 2 and y double equals to 3. You don't need to put the parentheses around it. Okay. The or conditional, right? So all I needed was one of those things to be true. In this case, it was the y equals to 3. And the not, right? And the not, you can see that I just kind of flip this around where the x equals to 1 and not, right? So that made it to be true. Okay, here is the display of the whole array box, which is this here, right? I didn't refer to a particular element, so it just went ahead and showed me everything within that array. And then now here I'm in loop 0, right? So the first time through, I equals to 0. And then the first element is ABC. Then of course it's DEF, GHI, JKL, and then it's done. Okay. So I kind of gave you, and I've kind of reiterated this multiple times in class, basically how you, you know, set up an array, how you iterate through the array. Your assignment kind of went through how you can pass arrays through functions. You know, and I haven't gone through flowcharts or pseudocode, but if people found that they have issues with that, please send me an email and I can answer any questions you have on that. But hopefully these couple points really hammer home like what are the main things you want to make sure you understand fairly well for exam 2. Okay. Again, I encourage you to send me email, although I'll be traveling. I will try to get to the emails as quickly as I can. Okay. Thank you and good luck with your exam.